I've always loved acting out things, and I think most kids do. I got involved in drama when I was in high school, and just found, high school is so bewildering, and I found my niche, and I found something that I really loved to do, and it was really like a community of all of us. I like to call them drama nerds. And we just had a great time in high school, and I think without that it would have been a little bit more difficult to adjust to the social pressures and all of that. My mother moved to Tulsa in the early 70s, and then I subsequently moved with my family in the late 70s, and she was already involved with a group called American Indian Theater Company, and I got re-involved in theater. It didn't save my life, I would say, physically, but I think emotionally there were a lot of different things that it's kind of fed my spirit and my soul so much, because I was going through some difficult times. Theater has really been such a positive influence in my life. I've looked at it, as a performer and as an actor. I feel we're carrying on sort of some of those traditions, because all of our stories were passed through oral. It's an oral history. My grandmother used to tell me a lot of stories about our families, and great-grandparents and great-great-great-grandparents, and things that happened with the Kiowa Nation. So I feel like I'm continuing on with a very important tradition of Native peoples. The other part is that when I'm in a production and when we have rehearsal, we always go through a sets of exercises, and we do a lot of stretching and a lot of breathing exercises, and I'm going, oh my gosh, I need to remember to do this on a daily basis, because it makes me feel so much better. It's just, it releases a lot of sort of all the stress and tension, or what they call negative energy from the day, and you just do all these breathing exercises, and it helps you focus as well. So I find that's beneficial, when we're doing a production, but I also find that beneficial in other parts of my life. There's such a strong bond that happens when you're with people for like every night for almost 2 months as you're getting ready to do the show. That social connection is, I think, very important. There's so many ways I can see how that integrates into my life. I don't know, I just find it being, such a connection with the world, a connection with people you're involved with. It makes you feel healthier in some ways, because really, you're not only do you take your body to that place where you're rehearsing, which is pretty special, but you also take your mind and your thoughts, and you learn how to focus.
Let's roll down our spine. So just let it drop down, and reach out in front. And I want you to hum.
So I find it to be, it's just a part of my life, and something I have to have in my life. So
I started working with the theater in 1996 when it was a Tulsa Indian Actors Workshop. It is now Thunder Road Theater. I started after my daughter graduated from high school. She went to OU, and there's this empty nest syndrome, and I didn't know what to do with myself, so Julie came and found me. She said she found something for me to do, so I went to work with them. I was going to be assistant to the stage manager, and the first production I worked on, I was assistant for 2 weeks, and then she got her part, so she just handed everything to me, books and all. I said, here you go, you can be the stage manager. So I just kind of learned on my own. I met a lot of interesting people. That's the first time I'd ever heard of Wes Studi. He was going to be in that production, and everybody's really excited about him, but I didn't know who he was. So. Met a lot of people, went places. What really helped me later on was in 2003, when my brother got sick. He had cancer. It was terminal. I had breast cancer. I was diagnosed a few months after him, but I still kept going, bald-headed and all. But anyway, it really helped me get through all of that. It also, my little granddaughters, they became involved with it when they were little. One of them was in a little baby carrier, and I would take her to rehearsal, and they all went. They learned where Grandma was. She was at rehearsal. They even they watched plays from when they were real little. And I think they were like 8, 9, 10, and they were in a production, and they did really well. In fact, one of the nights they were there by themselves with everybody in the theater group, and I told them, I said, now if you need help, everybody will help you. But they did everything on their own, had put their little props down and just worked. It just helped me in a lot of ways.